Hello guys, it is Tuesday evening. Fun to start a vlog halfway through the day. Earlier today, I was finishing up last vlog, had to record that super long Q&A situation, and I didn't get started until like 1 o'clock, maybe like 1:30. I had some people over this morning and like other things to kind of do. I slept in. There's a million excuses, but I'm basically starting my workday at 6 p.m. Yay! I do have like a soft deadline, so I am going to finish up a sticker design, which I then have to print out, create a dummy copy of, cut out, photograph, edit the photos, write up the copy for the Patreon post that will go live tomorrow, make sure those photos are ready to post on Instagram tomorrow, and as well, I'm doing this month this like murder mystery theme for my subscription club Patreon theme thing, and I'm doing a 4-part story, and I have the second part like half written. I was writing it on the way to my trip last week, but I didn't find time to finish it, and then time flies, honestly, and I kind of forgot about it until just now, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta finish that too, so that the second chapter will go up. I have one more drawing thing I have to do, which is to do a commission that should only take me like an hour and a bit, but it's gonna be a loaded night. I'm probably gonna be working all night. Thank goodness that food is already ready. I can just heat it up when I get hungry. It is also the reason why I have elected to go with caffeine at 6 p.m. All right, let's do it.
So, all spare love and war. For the help that I've had on the shop update and just with my job in general this year. Before this year, I was running my business completely alone, besides Grace helping me do some orders.
Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. It's 11 o'clock on the nose. I've been up since 8:30. This morning, what I was working on was some client work. Now, this is different from personal commissions because this is the kind of stuff that I do behind the scenes that I don't show on social media or anything like that, because it doesn't usually reflect the kind of work that I want to do and the stuff that I do like for myself. And in lieu of showing you any of that boring stuff, I thought I would take some time here to explain like my business and the structure of it and how, I don't know, I do this full time. I've been illustrating professionally for, I think, I want to say over a decade now, albeit full time only for the last, I want to say 7 years, maybe, yeah, 7 years, because it was 2015. I remember because there was a particular project that I took on that meant that I could quit my day job and commit fully to earning an income through doing art. My journey has been all over the place. I feel like I used to have a video up on my channel where I talked about it. If it's not still there, it's on my list to like do a fresh one because everybody loves how I started as an artist type stuff. But right now, what I do is I have kind of 3 main channels that I generate income from to sustain my life and my business. The first and most important one really at this point in my career, and it definitely has not always been like this, but over the course of 2022, I have built my Patreon up very successfully. So right now that is a big part of my business and my income. And I'm really lucky because it's the stuff that I enjoy doing the most. So, and you can watch the last video that I did, the video from a few days ago, because I go over kind of like what the Patreon is and how it's structured and how I run it. The second part of what I do is shop sales and conventions. This is something that I didn't really have in 2020 because of the whole situation you might recall. The cat is playing in garbage now. We're going to ignore him. So coming back into 2021, I was able to start up the shop thing in the second half of the year. And then going through 2022, I think I did 3 shop openings, shop drops, and I don't keep my shop open, or at least I haven't been keeping my shop open year round. I just open it for like a week or 2 at a time and do a limited release of a bunch of like new stuff. And then I will do these conventions, shows, craft fairs. There's a few videos back where I go to one of those, and that is like lumped into the shop sales kind of category because I'm using a lot of the same product through all of those events. And going forward into 2023, that little nugget of my business, that's the one that I'm gonna be like pushing up a little bit more, because a lot of what I've been doing has been like leftovers or print on demand. So again, I'll probably talk about that in another video too. And then the third part of my business is client work and commission work. These are 2 kind of separate things. Sometimes I'll use the terms interchangeably, but commission work generally refers to personal commissions, which is just like person to person, like, will you paint me and my husband on our wedding day? And I'm like, of course, it would be my absolute pleasure. And then client work is stuff that's a little bit more, the word I want to say is professional, but that's not really what I mean. It's a little more formal maybe, where I'm working with a business and they're commissioning me under like specific terms as to like how they're going to use the illustrations. And it totally depends on who I'm working with. What I was doing for like the last 3 years is comics. So I am a comics illustrator. I'm a published comics illustrator, actually. You can buy my book. It's out with Wonderbound. It's called The Unfinished Corner. It's written by another person and illustrated by me, and colored by somebody else and lettered by somebody else. It was a big collaborative effort, but I feel very proud to have finished a graphic novel that was actually published and you can buy in a book. You could find it in a bookstore if you were lucky, but they could definitely order it in for you. And then before that, I did 2 graphic novels that were self-published and self-funded. It was a friend of mine who's a writer. He would write them, I would illustrate them, and we would kickstart them and do all the production through Kickstarter and ship directly to our supporters and fans. And then through the first half of this year, I was still working on some other graphic novel projects that are just like not going to see the finish line in the form that they originally were intended to, which is totally fine. But that means that during that period of time I was doing that client work, which was comics, rather than working directly with businesses to do like greeting card designs or promotional art or like whatever it is that they need from me. I started my career being a yes man, where like my entire goal was just to do art professionally. I didn't want to be a comic artist. I didn't want to be a painter. I was like, I want to live off of an art-based income. And so I would say yes to like every project under the sun, even if it wasn't something I would normally do or even really wanted to do. And I feel like that lingers a little bit now these days, but I feel lucky that having built up my business, having built up my clientele and my portfolio, I can be a little more discerning in the projects that I take. And yeah, that's my spiel about what I do for a living. Probably should have included that in the first video, but you know, you had to be committed to get to, this is video number 8. And if you haven't watched the first 7, I highly recommend it. Some of them are better than others, but you know, it's a ride from start to finish. Back to today, checked in last night. You guys saw me working on a personal commission, and the sticker that I got finished, I took photos of that. Bam, really cute, really happy with how those turned out. I did not get to doing the story that I talked about. I had to finish chapter 2 of the story. I feel like when it comes to writing, you kind of have to like be in the mood, but you also kind of have to create a space to be in the mood, and I don't know if today is that day for me, but I want to post it tomorrow at the latest, so either I'm doing it tomorrow morning or I'm doing it sometime today. And otherwise, today and tomorrow, like I'm trying to keep my loads pretty light, so I'm only doing half days right now in December because I have to spend so many hours like editing these videos in the evening and stuff. So I'm gonna work on a Christmas present that I have to deliver this weekend. I'm gonna make the Patreon post for this Saturday, which is going to be my recipe blog. I like food, and posting food is a big part of my social media like brand, weirdly, like just in my stories. I've been posting in my stories incessantly for the last 5 years, and I always post what I'm eating and people like will dialogue with me about it. So I was like, well, I might as well kind of tie that passion into my illustration world too. So I'll do like a drawing or a painting or even just photography sometimes of something that I'll make, and then I'll write up a recipe, or maybe I've made somebody else's recipe and I'll share that recipe, whatever it may be. So I'm gonna do that, post today, so it's ready to go up on Saturday and I don't have to worry about it. And then I'm supposed to be going to a Christmas party tonight, so we'll see how that plays out. It'll be very low key. It's Mark's. You don't have to call him my partner anymore because you met him. It's Mark's like work Christmas party, and I've never met any of these people, but I've heard so much about them and I cannot wait to put faces and voices to who they are. Anyway, I'm running out of time, so let's get working on this little to-do list I have for today. Okay, I will admit, I honestly get super nervous in almost all social situations because I am socially awkward. But the pressure feels on for this engagement in particular because I'm literally meeting these people for the first time and I probably won't see them again for like a year, probably. So they get this one chance to figure out who I am. The impression that I leave tonight will be the picture of me that they have in their head for all of 2023. So I am a little extra. I have my handmade bird foot earrings. I have my makeup done just so. And I'm really hoping that I can leave my shoes on because I'm very uncomfortable being shoeless in other people's homes. And in my own, actually, you'll always see I'm wearing slippers in every clip you see my feet. Anyway, that's it for today's vlog. We got 2 days and a pretty long video here, so hope you enjoy. We'll see you in the next vlogmas, which will be, I don't know, tomorrow, couple days. We'll see.